guys, hope we're all doing well. This is your English teacher Misa from Farazbon group and welcome to another interesting and interactive lesson. In this lesson, we're going to go through 240 active and passive sentences together. You don't have to do anything. Just listen carefully, pause the video, and repeat after me. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Simple present. She writes articles for the newspaper. Articles are written for the newspaper by her. They clean the house every Saturday. The house is cleaned every Saturday. Or, the house is cleaned by them every Saturday. Or, the house is cleaned every Saturday by them. He teaches math at the local school. Math is taught at the local school by him. The chef cooks delicious meals in this restaurant. Delicious meals are cooked in the restaurant by the chef. People speak English in many countries around the world. English is spoken in many countries around the world. They repair cars at the garage. Cars are repaired at the garage. People recycle plastic bottles to help the environment. Plastic bottles are recycled to help the environment. This bakery always has freshly baked bread. Freshly baked bread is always had at this bakery. But wait a second, hold on. This sentence doesn't really make sense. Freshly baked bread is always had at this bakery. No. Depending on the context, we can use some of the alternative verbs for the verb have or has. For example, freshly baked bread is always available at this bakery. Let's look at another sentence. She has a brand new car. A brand new car is owned by her. Did you notice? In the first sentence, I used is available, and in the second sentence, I used is owned. The cat chases the mouse around the house. The mouse is chased around the house by the cat. Present continuous. She is writing an email to her friend. An email is being written to her friend by her. They are painting the walls of the living room. The walls of the living room are being painted. He is fixing the broken chair. He is fixing the broken chair. The broken chair is being fixed by him. The gardener is planting flowers in the garden. Flowers are being planted in the garden by the gardener. They are preparing dinner for the guests. Dinner is being prepared for the guests. People are buying tickets for the concert. Tickets for the concert are being bought by people. They are cleaning the swimming pool. The swimming pool is being cleaned. The chef is cooking a special dish for the customers. A special dish is being cooked for the customers by the chef. She is writing a report for her boss. A report is being written for her boss by her. Misa is teaching active and passive grammar. Active and passive grammar is being taught by Misa. Simple past. Sarah baked a cake for the party last night. A cake was baked by Sarah for the party last night. A cake was baked by Sarah for the party last night. They cleaned the house yesterday. They cleaned the house yesterday. The house was cleaned yesterday. The house was cleaned yesterday. He fixed the broken window last week. The broken window was fixed last week. They built this house in 1990. This house was built in 1990. The teacher explained the lesson yesterday. The lesson was explained by the teacher yesterday. She painted the fence blue last week. The fence was painted blue by her last week. The storm destroyed the crops last summer. The crops were destroyed by the storm last summer. They opened a new branch in the city center. A new branch was opened in the city center. He invented the first computer in the 20th century. The first computer was invented by him in the 20th century. The company launched a new product last month. A new product was launched by the company last month. Past continuous. Sarah was baking cookies for the party when I arrived. Cookies were being baked for the party when I arrived. They were cleaning the house all day yesterday. The house was being cleaned all day yesterday. He was fixing the broken chair when the guests arrived. The broken chair was being fixed when the guests arrived. They were building a sand castle on the beach. A sand castle was being built on the beach. She was preparing dinner for the guests when the power went out. Dinner was being prepared for the guests when the power went out. People were buying tickets for the concert all afternoon. Tickets for the concert were being bought all afternoon. They were cleaning the swimming pool while we were away. The swimming pool was being cleaned while we were away. The chef was cooking a special dish for the customers when the fire alarm went off. A special dish was being cooked for the customers by the chef when the fire alarm went off. She was writing a report for her boss when the computer crashed. A report was being written by her for her boss when the computer crashed. Simple future. They will build a new hospital in the town next year. They will build a new hospital in the town next year. A new hospital will be built in the town next year. A new hospital will be built in the town next year. Sarah will write a report for the meeting tomorrow. A report will be written by Sarah for the meeting tomorrow. Will be written or will be written. The chef will cook dinner for the guests tonight. Dinner will be cooked for the guests by the chef tonight. Will be cooked. They will announce the winner tomorrow. The winner will be announced tomorrow. Will be announced tomorrow. He will repair the roof next week. The roof will be repaired by him next week. We will send invitations for the party by Friday. Invitations for the party will be sent by Friday. She will pack her bags tonight. Her bags will be packed tonight. They will not finish the project on time. The project will not be finished on time or won't be finished on time. Will not be finished or won't be finished. He will paint the house exterior next month. The house exterior will be painted by him next month. The company will launch a new product next month. A new product will be launched by the company next month. Present perfect. Sarah has written 3 novels so far. 3 novels have been written by Sarah so far. Pay attention. I say Sarah has written 3 novels. Now, the passive form is 3 novels have been written by Sarah. Okay? 3 novels have, but the active form is Sarah has. Okay? They have completed the project ahead of schedule. They have completed the project ahead of schedule. The project has been completed ahead of schedule. Has been completed. So, they have completed. The project has been completed. He has repaired the car engine. The car engine has been repaired by him. They have planted trees in the park. Trees have been planted in the park. She has prepared dinner for the guests. Dinner has been prepared for the guests. The company has developed a new software program. A new software program has been developed by the company. We have painted the walls of the house. The walls of the house have been painted or painted. They haven't finished their homework yet. Their homework hasn't been finished yet. They haven't. The homework hasn't. He's cleaned the windows. The windows have been cleaned by him. She has not answered the phone. The phone hasn't been answered by her. Past perfect. Sarah had written 3 novels before she turned 30. 3 novels had been written by Sarah before she turned 30. They had completed the project before the deadline. The project had been completed before the deadline. He had repaired the car engine by the time we arrived. The car engine had been repaired by him by the time we arrived. They had planted trees in the park before the storm hit. Trees had been planted in the park before the storm hit. She had prepared dinner for the guests before they arrived. Dinner had been prepared for the guests before they arrived. The company had developed a new software program. A new software program had been developed by the company. We had painted the walls of the house before we moved in. The walls of the house had been painted before we moved in. They hadn't finished their homework before the teacher collected it. Their homework hadn't been finished before the teacher collected it. He had cleaned the windows before the rain started. The windows had been cleaned by him before the rain started. She hadn't answered the phone before she left the office. The phone hadn't been answered by her before she left the office. Future perfect. Sarah will have written 3 novels by the end of the year. Will have written 3 novels. 3 novels will have been written by Sarah by the end of the year. Will have been. They will have completed the project by next month. They will have completed the project by next month. The project will have been completed by next month. He will have prepared the car engine by the time we need it. The car engine will have been repaired by him by the time we need it. They will have planted trees in the park by the end of the week. Trees will have been planted in the park by the end of the week. Sarah will have prepared dinner for the guests before they arrive. Dinner will have been prepared for the guests by Sarah before they arrive. The company will have developed a new software program by next year. A new software program will have been developed by the company next year. We will have painted the walls of the house before we move in. The walls of the house will have been painted before we move in. They will not have finished their homework before the teacher collects it. Their homework will not have been finished before the teacher collects it. He will have cleaned the windows by the time we return. The windows will have been cleaned by him by the time we return. She will have answered all the emails before she leaves the office. All the emails will have been answered by her before she leaves the office. Now, here's one important point. Some of the continuous tenses are a little bit rare to be used in the form of passive voice. For example, present perfect continuous, or past perfect continuous, or future perfect continuous, or future continuous. So when I say they're rare, it's not wrong to use them, but you don't hear them often, or they're not used frequently. But anyways, I'll show you some examples. If you wanted to change the active forms to passive forms, then you know how to do it, okay? Present perfect continuous. Sarah has been writing a book for the past 6 months. Sarah has been writing a book for the past 6 months. A book has been being written by Sarah for the past 6 months. So, has been being written. This sentence is absolutely correct. This sentence is grammatically correct, but it's not really common. They have been working on the project all week. The project has been being worked on all week. Has been being worked on. He has been fixing the car engine since this morning. The car engine has been being fixed since this morning. They have been planting flowers in the garden. Flowers have been being planted in the garden. She has been preparing dinner for the guests for hours. Dinner has been being prepared for the guests for hours. People have been buying tickets for the concert all day. Tickets for the concert have been being bought all day. They have been cleaning the swimming pool for hours. The swimming pool has been being cleaned for hours. The chef has been cooking a special dish for the customers since noon. A special dish has been being cooked by the chef for the customers since noon. She has been writing a report for her boss since this morning. A report has been being written since this morning. Misa has been teaching active and passive voice since 1:30 p.m. Active and passive voice has been being taught by Misa since 1:30 p.m. Past perfect continuous. Sarah had been writing a book for 2 years before it was published. Had been writing. A book had been being written by Sarah for 2 years before it was published. Had been being written. They had been working on the project for months before it was canceled. The project had been being worked on for months before it was canceled. He had been fixing the car engine all morning before it finally started. The car engine had been being fixed all morning before it finally started. They had been planting flowers in the garden for hours before it started raining. Flowers had been being planted in the garden for hours before it started raining. She had been preparing dinner for the guests for hours before they canceled. Dinner had been being prepared for the guests for hours before they canceled. People had been buying tickets for the concert all week before it was postponed. Tickets for the concert had been being bought all week before it was postponed. They had been cleaning the swimming pool for hours before the party started. The swimming pool had been being cleaned for hours before the party started. The chef had been cooking a special dish for the customers since noon before the power outage. A special dish had been being cooked by the chef for the customers since noon before the power outage. She had been writing a report for her boss all morning before the computer crashed. A report had been being written all morning before the computer crashed. Misa had been recording a video for an hour before her phone died. A video had been being recorded by Misa before her phone died. Future perfect continuous. Sarah will have been writing a book for 5 years by the time it gets published. A book will have been being written by Sarah for 5 years by the time it gets published. Will have been being written. Will have been being written. They will have been working on the project for months by the time it's completed. The project will have been being worked on for months by the time it's completed. Will have been being worked on. He will have been fixing the car engine for hours by the time we arrive. The car engine will have been being fixed by him for hours by the time we arrive. They will have been planting flowers in the garden all day by the time it starts raining. Flowers will have been being planted in the garden all day by the time it starts raining. She will have been preparing dinner for the guests for hours by the time they arrive. Dinner will have been being prepared for the guests for hours by the time they arrive. People will have been buying tickets for the concert all week by the time it gets sold out. Tickets for the concert will have been being bought all week by the time it gets sold out. They will have been cleaning the swimming pool for hours by the time the party starts. The swimming pool will have been being cleaned for hours by the time the party starts. Will have been being cleaned. The chef will have been cooking a special dish for the customers all day by the time the restaurant closes. A special dish will have been being cooked for the customers by the chef or by the chef for the customers all day by the time the restaurant closes. She will have been writing a report for her boss all morning by the time he arrives. A report will have been being written by her for her boss all morning by the time he arrives. Misa will have been finishing the lesson by the time it gets published. The lesson will have been being finished by Misa by the time it gets published. And the last one, future continuous. They will be building a new skyscraper downtown next year. A new skyscraper will be being built downtown next year. Sarah will be writing a report for the meeting tomorrow. A report will be being written by Sarah for the meeting tomorrow. The chef will be cooking dinner for the guests tonight. Dinner will be being cooked for the guests by the chef tonight. They will be announcing the winner tomorrow. The winner will be being announced tomorrow. He will be repairing the roof next week. The roof will be being repaired by him next week. We will be sending invitations for the party by Friday. Invitations will be being sent by Friday, or invitations for the party will be being sent by Friday. She will be packing her bags tonight. Her bags will be being packed tonight. They will not be finishing the project on time. The project will not be being finished on time. He will be painting the house exterior next month. The house exterior will be being painted by him next month. The company will be launching a new product next month. A new product will be being launched by the company next month. Thank you so much for sticking around. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Till another lesson, love you guys so much. Take care, see you soon, and bye-bye.